The NFL's early season drama is heating up, and fans are already on edge. As teams stumble through the first quarter of the 2025 campaign, the panic meter is buzzing, especially for franchises with underwhelming starts. Half the league sits with losing records, and 6 teams haven't even tasted victory yet. But here's where it gets tricky. Some squads are on the brink of collapse, while others are just facing growing pains. Let's break down who's in trouble, who's still in the fight, and where the real controversy lies. Should you hit the panic button yet? Let's find out. Keep the faith. Teams with a fighting chance. Kansas City Chiefs 1-2. The defending Super Bowl champions aren't exactly looking like their usual selves. Patrick Mahomes, the league's most electrifying quarterback, has been forced to adapt to a shaky offensive line. Rookie tackle Josh Simmons and second-year guard Kingsley Suamataia are still finding their rhythm, and the Chiefs' explosive playbook has felt muted. But remember, this is Kansas City we're talking about. They opened 1-2 in 2021 and still made the playoffs. With Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice returning to action soon, and Mahomes' elite arm talent, the Chiefs have a shot, if they can turn their Week 3 win over the Giants into a turning point. Baltimore Ravens 1-2. Lamar Jackson's offense is scorching the scoreboard, 37.0 PPG, but their defense is a disaster. Opponents are averaging 415 yards and 32 points per game. Meanwhile, Derrick Henry's 2 fumbles have been backbreaking. But here's the silver lining. The AFC North is a mess. The Bengals are without Joe Burrow. The Browns are quarterbacking chaos, and the Steelers are inconsistent. If the Ravens can plug their defensive holes and keep Henry upright, they could still claw their way into contention. Denver Broncos 1-2. Rookie QB Bo Nix has been a mixed bag, and the Chargers' fast start in the AFC West has rattled the Broncos. But Sean Payton's teams have a history of slow starts. The defense is solid, and if Payton shifts to a more balanced attack, think more running back Javonte Williams, Denver could bounce back. Their upcoming schedule, Bengals, Eagles, then a stretch of easier matchups, gives them a chance to regroup. Cleveland Browns 1-2. The Browns aren't a playoff contender, but they're showing grit. Despite quarterback instability, Joe Flacco is aging and young QBs are unproven. Their defense is dominant. A stunning upset over the Packers last week proved they can compete. With a manageable schedule ahead, Vikings, Steelers, Dolphins, Cleveland could sneak into a 500 record by Week 9. Carolina Panthers 1-2. Rookie QB Bryce Young is improving, and the defense has looked fierce. A blowout win over the Falcons in Week 3 gave fans hope. While the offensive line still has holes, this is a rebuild year. If Young continues to grow, the Panthers could be a surprise in 2026. Chicago Bears 1-2. Don't expect a Super Bowl run, but Caleb Williams is showing promise. The Bears are still learning new systems, and Week 3's win over Dallas was a sign of progress. This is about laying the groundwork for future contention. New England Patriots 1-2. Drake May is just a sophomore, and the Patriots are still finding their identity. But they're competing in every game, and if Mike Vrabel can cut down on penalties and bowl security issues, they could turn close losses into wins. Time to panic. Teams in peril. Houston Texans 0-3. After trading away Pro Bowl tackle Laramie Tunsil to free cap space, the Texans invested in a new offensive line. It hasn't worked. C.J. Stroud is under constant pressure, and the receiving corps is anemic. With the Colts and Jaguars improving in the AFC South, Houston's playoff window is closing fast. Dallas Cowboys 1-2. Trading Micah Parsons was a disaster, and the defense is a laughingstock. Dak Prescott is shouldering the load with an injured CeeDee Lamb and a broken offensive line. Under a first-year head coach, the Cowboys' playoff hopes are all but dead. Atlanta Falcons 1-2, a 30-0 shutout loss to the Panthers? That's not just bad, it's embarrassing. QB Michael Penix Jr. is completing just 58.6% of his passes, and the offense is stagnant. Firing their wide receiver coach won't fix this. Maybe it's time to trade for Kirk Cousins. Las Vegas Raiders 1-2. After a Week 1 win, the Raiders have cratered. Their defense is porous, their run game is sluggish, and Geno Smith isn't living up to expectations. With a brutal schedule ahead, Las Vegas is in free fall. Miami Dolphins 0-3. The Dolphins held a players-only meeting after Week 1, and even Mike McDaniel's urgency hasn't stopped the losing. A 31-21 loss to Buffalo was a wake-up call. Their upcoming schedule is manageable, but McDaniel's job is on the line. New York Giants 0-3. Benching Russell Wilson after a 22-9 loss to the Chiefs? That's a controversial move. Wilson had a 450-yard game against Dallas earlier, but his turnovers have been costly. Rookie Jackson Dart has to step up, but don't expect miracles this season. Tennessee Titans 0-3. Coach Ryan Callahan gave up play-calling duties in Week 3, and it's not helping. Rookie QB Cam Ward has flashes of brilliance, but the Titans' coaching staff is failing to develop young talent. A reset is coming. Again. Wait till next year. New Orleans Saints. Rookie coach Kellen Moore has his work cut out for him. The Saints are a mess, but there are glimmers of hope from Spencer Rattler. This season is about survival, not contention. New York Jets 0-3. The Jets are close, but not close enough. They've lost by 4 points to Pittsburgh and Tampa Bay. But Aaron Glenn's culture change won't happen overnight. The bigger picture. So who's doomed and who's just starting slow? The Chiefs and Ravens have the tools to bounce back. The Cowboys and Texans? Not so much. But here's the real question. Is it fair to panic for teams like the Dolphins and Giants when their problems are systemic? Or should we give struggling coaches and quarterbacks more time to fix their messes? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are we overreacting to the early season chaos? Or is this the start of a seismic shift in the NFL?